92.7 3FM.
My mother is evil, but I am done with her. Let me tell you why. Early this year, she introduced me to a fine man whom she claimed was a customer of hers. She runs a restaurant and has many customers. When she introduced me to Kobe, I instantly felt weak in the knees. He was a gorgeous man, tall, dark, and with a well-trimmed beard. He had the most intense eyes I had ever looked in and held me spellbound, and had a fantastic sense of style. After our introduction, I queried my mother why she had such a fine gentleman and had kept him from me. Her answer to my question at the time didn't strike me as strange, but I later found out the hard and painful way. She said, "Kobe is my personal sex toy, so I am only lending him to you." Nice one. Dear God. Let's not speak. Let's just continue. I hope you're listening. A year after that statement, Kobe finally proposed. I instantly said yes, and we planned our wedding. The following is a chronological reason why I have written my mother off for good. Don't laugh, John. January, she's just breaking it down. She's saying she was introduced to Kobe in January by her mother. February, Kobe and her were dating. July, she says Kobe and, let me just read this properly. In July, Kobe and her mother traveled for business for 2 weeks. They returned and there was a palpable tension between them. This is a very eloquent woman. I asked both of them what the problem was, but neither of them would tell me what had happened. In September, Kobe proposes to me, and to my shock, my mother is extremely happy about the news. She was furious with me for accepting to marry Kobe. Oh, hold on a second. I thought she said she was extremely happy. Unhappy. She was extremely unhappy about the news. She was furious with me for accepting to marry Kobe, slandering him as a womanizer. October, we planned our wedding and sent my mom an invitation only for her to send it back. She won't be available for the wedding, she said. November, she even gives a date, 21st, my wedding day. It was a happy and sad day. Happy because Kobe had spared no expense to make sure I had a fairy tale wedding. Sad because my mother had not been a part of my wedding. We left the reception early that day because I was tired. We had reservations at one of the top hotels in Accra, and when we got there, I was so tired and down-spirited that I fell asleep right after my shower. I woke up around 11 p.m. to find Kobe missing from our suite. His phone was on the nightstand, and I could hear murmurs from the sitting room. I approached quietly only to find my mother on her knees with my husband behind her. I froze in shock and stood there a good 10 minutes watching them have the steamiest I have ever seen. It was surreal watching my mother and my husband having the kind of sex I have never had with my husband. Eventually, I passed out, and when I came to, my mother was sitting by my bed with a straight face. She told me I couldn't create a scene or go around telling everybody about what she'd seen, because she had told me Kobe was her sex toy, yet I went ahead to marry him. I have been discharged and have moved out of his house. My mother also doesn't know my whereabouts. Wow.
92.7 3 FM.